will seize power if something happens to Xi? 7 key figures from Xi's inner circle under scrutiny. Both China and the US must prepare as a century-long crisis looms over China. Beijing introduces major measures to rescue financial crisis, experts, counterproductive. Can you just wait to retire after paying Social Security for 15 years in mainland China? It's all covered in today's China Truths. Who will seize power if something happens to Xi? 7 key figures from Xi's inner circle under scrutiny. Amidst China's economic and geopolitical decline, the health of CCP leader Xi Jinping has come under intense scrutiny. Experts warn that tensions are high behind the red walls of Zongnanhai, the CCP's headquarters. If something were to happen to Xi, a power struggle would break out, as key figures in his inner circle each have their own secretive agendas. An April 27 op-ed by Du Xing in Up Media profiles the 7 major players in Xi's faction. Li Chang plays the pig to eat the tiger. Li Chang became premier after demonstrating his loyalty to Xi Jinping by managing severe lockdowns in Shanghai during the COVID pandemic. However, signs of his diminished influence emerged when his scheduled press conference at the 2 sessions was cancelled, and legal changes weakened the State Council's power while boosting Xi's authority. Despite appearing disadvantaged, Li is thought to harbor his own ambitions, subtly preparing for a potential leadership role if she were to suddenly die, with no successor named. Du Xing notes that Li's strategic patience is described by the saying "play the pig to eat the tiger." Further indicating his readiness, Li has taken steps to protect his familial and political legacy, such as maintaining surveillance over his ancestral tomb, a traditional act to secure good fortune in office. Du Xing believes Li is ready to quickly take power if Xi's regime collapses. Kai Chi forges seeing Kai is like seeing Xi image. Kai Chi, dubbed the chief steward of Zongnanhai, manages Xi's security, health, and daily routine. Kai holds various significant roles, including vice chairman of the National Security Commission and director of the CCP Central Cyberspace Affairs and Informatization Commission, among others. Du Xing thinks that despite Kai Chi's apparent loyalty to Xi, his command of the Central Security Bureau and control over the military make him the prime candidate to take power should chaos ensue after Xi's death. Kai's ongoing efforts to deeply embed his influence within the party aim to make seeing him as impactful as seeing Xi himself. Ding Xuexiang's successor title. The youngest of the Politburo Standing Committee members, Ding Xuexiang, who has recently risen in rank, is known for his assertive calls for unity through conflict in party communications. Du Xing views Ding as ambitious and speculates that he is hoping Xi will designate him as successor through a will, akin to Mao Zedong's appointment of Hua Guofeng. Li Shi builds embroidered uniform guard. Li Shi, now in charge of the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, has been purging internal enemies, targeting associates of his predecessors. His transformation of the commission into what's now referred to as Li's army likens his group to a modern Super Genie Wei, or also called Embroidered Uniform Guard. An article published under the commission's name last year promoted unified central leadership as a top political priority. Du Xing interprets this as Li rallying support for Xi while potentially stirring unrest among Xi's supporters. Wang Xiaohong, China's version of Prigozhin? Wang Xiaohong, China's Minister of Public Security and a long-standing ally of Xi Jinping, holds significant power through his control of the armed police, positioning him as a potential counterpart to Russia's Prigozhin, according to Du Xing. This comparison followed after Prigozhin's failed coup attempt against Putin in June 2023. Wang commands a force of over 2 million police officers and oversees a special service bureau that, while officially tasked with protecting high-ranking officials, also monitors them. Following his rise to power, Wang strategically replaced public security directors across all 31 provinces with his allies, effectively creating Wang's army, a force loyal solely to him. Du Xing warns that this consolidation of power might lead to future instability within Zongnanhai. He Lifeng, the real controller of the State Council? He Lifeng, the deputy premier responsible for economic affairs and a staunch supporter of Xi from Fujian, is considered the power behind the throne. Though Li Cheng is the nominal head of the Central Financial Commission, the real control lies with He Lifeng, who manages both the office and party affairs as secretary of the Central Financial Work Committee. According to The Economist, He Lifeng is the State Council's de facto leader. On April 16, under his direction, the Central Financial Office highlighted the importance of unified central leadership in finance, emphasizing the necessity of keeping Xi at the helm. Beijing interprets this as he using Xi's influence to consolidate his power and remove opposition within the financial sector. Chen Yisan, holding the secrets of the elite. Chen Yisan, minister of the CCP's Ministry of State Security and a trusted aide to Xi in Zhejiang, has brought the once secretive agency into the limelight. The agency is now actively involved in diplomacy and finance and has launched campaigns against espionage that pose direct threats to foreign businesses. Chen, leveraging his role, holds sensitive information about the CCP's top officials, gained through surveillance, a tactic previously used under Zhou Yongkang and now employed in Xi's internal power struggles. Recently, the Ministry of State Security has been openly asserting its special rights, claiming its agents can use public transport for free in emergencies and have priority boarding, with those obstructing their work facing possible criminal charges. Beijing interprets these assertive moves as designed to intimidate other departments, making enemies and intensifying factional battles within the CCP. He remarks that Xi easily countered factions like the Jiang Zemin, the Communist Youth League, and anti-Xi princelings early in his rule. Now, even though Xi's supporters feel Zongnanhai, their internal rivalries and hidden agendas suggest a deceptive calm, hinting at looming troubles. Looking ahead to 2024, escalating power struggles hint at a potential governance crisis for Xi, with his unexpected death seen as a black swan event that could lead to significant upheaval. According to Associate Professor Feng Chongyi, Xi's death would not only create a power vacuum but could precipitate the collapse of the Communist Party, as no successor seems capable of consolidating power and maintaining control. Political analyst Zhou Yuan suggests that the internal jostling among Xi's camp, marked by their mediocre skills and ambitious power grabs, may be the very factor that unravels the CCP from within. Both China and the US must prepare as a century-long crisis looms over China. In a foreign policy article on April 26, U.S. Representative Raja Krishnamurti discussed the significant crisis facing China's economy and the challenges CCP leader Xi Jinping is experiencing. He noted the dramatic decline in China's real estate market, a population drop of 2 million in 2023, and a $7 trillion stock market loss since 2021. Despite these issues and rising global concerns about the CCP's economic and military strategies, Xi's position remains stable but fraught with unprecedented difficulties. Krishnamurti emphasized that economic growth has historically been crucial for the regime's stability but pointed out that foreign direct investment in China is at its lowest in 30 years due to actions like expanding state secrecy laws and escalating tensions with Taiwan. These actions risk severe global repercussions, including potential sanctions if Taiwan is invaded. Despite these risks, Xi Jinping appears willing to gamble to achieve his goal of controlling Taiwan. The article outlines Xi's dilemma: bolster political security and state control at the economy's expense, or relax control for prosperity, a choice he is unlikely to make. Thus, both China and the US should brace for tough times ahead. Xi's policies are deemed insufficient to salvage China's economy, raising concerns of political upheaval and global repercussions. Observers speculate that an economic collapse in China could trigger internal opposition within the CCP against Xi, potentially prompting external provocations to deflect internal pressures. A report cited on April 27 by the Vision Times features Dr. Xu Rong, an expert in traditional Chinese medicine and I Ching, predicting intensified global conflicts in 2024. For China, this forecast suggests escalating tensions in the South China Sea and heightened internal CCP struggles, further undermining Xi Jinping's authority. Notably, there's a growing anti-CCP sentiment in southern China, adding to Xi's challenges. Political commentator Su Ke shared insights from his friend, who revealed long-standing preparations for a coup in southern China. This clandestine circle comprises diverse individuals, including tycoons, intellectuals, and mid-level officials, all committed to revolutionary ideals. While some have fled the country, many remain within China, operating covertly within the system. Beijing introduces major measures to rescue financial crisis, experts, counterproductive. According to the official website, the 14th session of the CCP's National People's Congress Standing Committee wrapped up on April 26 in Beijing. During this session, Deputy Finance Minister Liao Min, on behalf of the State Council, delivered a report about a detailed study on managing state-owned assets in financial firms. This report proposed a plan to improve the management and efficiency of these assets and to better structure them strategically. The objective is to capitalize on the dominant role of state-owned financial capital in the market, consolidate efforts to build a financial national team, boost competitiveness, enhance Shanghai and Shenzhen status as global financial hubs, and elevate large state-owned financial entities to international standards. This announcement led to an uptick in the Shanghai and Shenzhen stock markets slightly higher on April 26, finishing the day with broad gains and sparking widespread discussion among Chinese financial bloggers. Meanwhile, Mr. Xie Tian, a professor at the Aiken School of Business at the University of South Carolina, commented to Sound of Hope that the financial situation in China is very dire, with its financial institutions and banks deeply entrenched in a crisis that is closely linked to the broader economic downturn. With the economy on a downturn, both the stock and real estate markets are collapsing, leading to a dire financial situation. In this context, the CCP's initiative to create a national financial team and develop behemoths is somewhat ironic. It is certainly possible for China to consolidate various brokerages, companies, and shareholders to form the largest corporation. However, the mere size of a company does not ensure it will operate efficiently or at low cost. In fact, the CCP seems to be eyeing models of American giants like Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan. These Wall Street behemoths evolve through market forces and natural selection, unlike the state-driven approach the CCP is considering, which is likely to cause inefficiency and stifle innovation, cost management, and competitiveness due to its bloated structure and the absence of internal competition. Effective competition arises from within, pushing companies to function more efficiently. The merger approach, a staple of the CCP's totalitarian system, is expected to lead to increased bureaucracy, inefficiency, and corruption when put into practice. Consequently, this strategy is not likely to remedy the financial crisis as the CCP hopes, and may, in fact, exacerbate the situation. In The Economic Decline of Autocratic States, Qing Xiaonong, a Chinese-American economist, analyzes how autocratic governments drive their economies through forceful administrative measures, such as China's 2-decade-long real estate bubble. When these bubbles burst, they expose not just market failures but also governmental ones. Qing describes economic downturns in autocratic regimes as late-stage economic cancer because these governments refuse to acknowledge or address the underlying problems, fearing that admitting economic failures might equate to admitting regime failure. Their typical response involves tightening control over the economy and restricting information flow, aiming to mask the true extent of the issues from both domestic and international observers. Qing details how the Chinese Communist Party currently intervenes in various economic sectors to prevent recognition of its systemic failures. This includes banning stock sales, directing banks to manage local debts, and controlling financial discourse, all to preserve the facade of stability. Professor Xie Tian also comments on the macroeconomic effects of these policies, noting the withdrawal of foreign businesses and a decline in China's trade with Western countries, which threatens the CCP's foreign reserves. Domestically, increased governmental control harms small investors and businesses due to lack of competition, leading to poor service and high costs. This approach effectively regresses China back towards a centrally planned economy, contradicting the CCP's desire to benefit from the financial mechanisms of a modern market without allowing the necessary freedoms for such a market to function. Thus, the CCP's practices starkly contradict its ambitions, highlighting a critical dissonance within its economic strategy. Can you just wait to retire after paying Social Security for 15 years in mainland China? Recently in mainland China, the topic of whether 15 years of Social Security contributions suffice for retirement has sparked public debate and skepticism. Official statements from the CCP, amplified by state media, assert that benefits from Social Security increase with both the amount and duration of payments, though this has been widely ridiculed by the public. According to the CCP's social insurance law, reaching the retirement age with at least 15 years of payments entitles individuals to a monthly pension, but the belief remains, the longer and more you contribute, the greater the pension. Chu Foling from the Central University of Finance and Economics noted that longer contribution periods result in significantly more funds in one's account, recommending continuous payment, even though gig workers are not required to contribute. This stance led to the issue trending as a top search on Baidu, highlighting widespread doubts among netizens. Many express concerns over the real value of their future pensions, fearing inadequate returns despite decades of payments and questioning the reliability of government assurances. Critiques also focus on the viability of the pension system, with many feeling that contributions might be futile and distrusting the official advice which they view as potentially misleading. As China faces economic challenges and high unemployment rates, more and more young people are hesitant to contribute to the social security system, with some even withdrawing their funds. Last year, a self-published article by NetEase reported that 38 million people had recently paused their pension contributions, while another 43 million had completely pulled out. Influencing their decision is the lack of immediate benefits, as jobs are scarce and basic needs are unmet, alongside the continual delay of retirement age which prolongs access to earned pensions. Critics, including analysts and entrepreneurs, highlight the inefficacy and inequity of the system, noting that it demands contributions without offering commensurate returns, leading to widespread distrust and dissatisfaction. This discontent is exacerbated by a forthcoming policy that would push the retirement age to 65, further complicating financial planning for China's aging population. Mainland Chinese entrepreneur Mr. Huang told NTD-TV that, if someone lives to 80, they only receive 15 years of pension despite having paid in for 25 years, which translates to a substantial financial loss. Therefore, the pension system is deeply flawed. Let us know your thoughts on today's topic by leaving a comment below. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend. It inspires us to continue creating more quality and reliable content. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting insights from China Truths. Thanks for tuning in.